Oh.
It's the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by our guest, Timmy.
Timma. What's up?
Timma. Is that like a more manly way of saying it?
No, I just certain people have been had a habit of saying my name in a way they thought it bothered me, but then I just kind of embraced it. So
All right. Timma.
that is my name, in fact. So it's like, okay, you know my name, cool.
How have you been, man?
I have been fantastic trying to get a book off the ground, and it's beginning to get some traction and go again.
Cool.
So we I think we're like pretty much halfway through the book. I like to be able to share some of the artwork with you.
All right, yeah, we definitely should check that out.
Yeah.
Before we go too much further into it, I did want to see if we could hear your quote unquote origin story. Like, what were you into when you were younger, growing up? Like, were you into the cartoons, toys, action figures?
Let's see,
stuff like that. And what were the major milestones that led you down this path to becoming an independent crowdfunding creator?
Those are all very good questions. When I was a kid, it was all it was the late 80s, early 90s, and it was like my brother had we were on a camping trip. He had X-Force #1, and he hated it, so he just kind of. I remember I was sitting in the back of my grandpa's truck. He walked by, here, you can have this, and I loved it. And it's just like the over the top, for Marvel, for a Comic Code Authority book, like Marvel was under that time, they literally had a hand getting cut off. They had like a jaw getting broken. It's like, holy shit, this is some hardcore stuff. And they couldn't really show like graphic details, but it was, it was enough to make you go, these people are messing people up. And and I wasn't aware of the New Mutant series before X-Force #1, so it's like it was just an introduction. Like, here you go, here are these characters, they're doing stuff.
All right.
And Wolverine was another one. The Marks, especially the Mark Silvestri run. And then of course the early Image comic books. Music, when I got to be a teenager, music, because especially after I saw that movie Heavy Metal, and
oh yeah,
the idea that a soundtrack can actually just like elevate the mood of what you're watching.
Sure, yeah. Did you happen to ever? Oh, go ahead.
Just like cartoon. Oh, of course, the cartoons. Sci-fi movie, just whatever everybody was into it at that time. Yeah.
Nice. Welcome, Harry Sure. Ni hao ma. Welcome. So was it one of those things where your brother just happened to pick up? Did you say it was X-Force?
It was X-Force #1.
Okay, and was it one of those things where he picked up that as a new title and he without really knowing what it was like, and
I have no idea. I just remember I just kind of like just hanging in the back of the truck, and he just walked by and go, here you go, and just kind of tossed it at me.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like this.
Your life forever.
Yes.
And I guess that's something I never really knew about it. X-Force was like a spinoff from New Mutants.
Yeah, but see, I didn't know that at the time. I didn't even know what that was. Yeah.
So, did you actually start collecting X-Force exclusively, or did you collect other titles too? Well, and Wolverine.
I had specific ones, but I remember I had like I had Wolverine 22, which was not drawn by Mark Silvestri. I think it was drawn by somebody else.
Okay.
It was like he was fighting some spore creature or something. But the one Blood and Claws where he's the cover where he's holding this huge machine gun and he's like knee deep in bullets and he's got the huge stogie in his mouth.
Yeah.
How is that not badass?
That's Wolverine for you.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Harry. Gave a like and asked for a share on Facebook. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so like the really extreme comic books to me are, I mean, the modern day comic book they're kind of boring to me. It's really kind of dull. Like there's a lot of sitting around and talking.
Yeah, too many dialogue boxes. Too many.
Yeah, dialogue boxes, or it's always centered around them eating and then talking about some stupid shit. You know.
Exactly.
And everybody says like Image was like just a kind of a clone of Marvel or what they did with Marvel and DC. But in my opinion, when I was a kid, it was like a grittier, more badass version of Marvel and DC. Because they would do things that they weren't allowed to do in Marvel, but they could do it since they didn't go under the Comic Code Authority. I mean, you literally had Chapel blow his own brains out in front of Spawn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, LDG. What's up? Hooray! Wise. Welcome, everyone.
Yep.
So you collected comics. Were you into anything else besides comics? I mean, did you like consume a lot of movies and TV series and boys?
Well, like it was the same old stuff everyone else did. Batman. When I was a kid, it was like Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man. The same old stuff. I think later, like in my high school years, music became a very big influence. And then after that, I started getting into like sci-fi fantasy, like John Carter Mars in recent years. When crowdfunding started, I mean, I had actually stopped making comic books or trying to.
So you were making comics at an early age?
Yes, but they never, no one was interested in making comic books except for me. So you'd actually try to get with people to actually work on them with you, and they weren't really into it as much as you were. So, I mean, this is like 90s and of course maybe early 2000s, but crowdfunding was not a thing, so you couldn't really get off the ground because maybe not everybody was into it like you were. Or you do something lame, you'd go to Kinko's and make a really lame book that wasn't as good as you could if you went through Mix'em or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how did you end up doing your comics? I mean, did you take a bunch of copy paper and draw everything 1-to-1 scale, staple it together?
When I was a kid, in the old days, yeah, I would draw, and I'm not a very good artist. I practiced for years, and I'm just not. That's why I do like writing now, where I sketch out the storyboards, and I'll send it to an artist and say this is what I want, and I'll break it down for them.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, it was just pretty much very amateur, because it just wasn't there. There wasn't crowdfunding, there wasn't like Mix'em or what have you. I forgot what the other ones were, like Kablam or whatever.
Yeah, for some creators when they were younger, they would not all, of course, but there are some creators who, when they're trying to make their comic, they make it even if it looks a little shoddy or whatever and amateurish, they'll kind of shop it around to the local comic shops. And sometimes if they're open-minded enough, the local comic shop will actually let them, try and sell those indie comics, if you will. So I wasn't sure if you did something like that.
No, I just didn't know how to do that stuff.
Mm.
The whole crowdfunding, with all the stuff we do now, it was a game changer. I literally dug my old character back up from the dead and kind of rethought it out, reimagined it, I guess.
Now you're referring to Melvin, right?
Yes. I actually came up with Melvin way back, and I think it was middle school.
Wow, that far back.
Yeah, and I would just draw that character for years, and
So you had like you were pretty focused then because you felt you had something hot on your hands, and you wanted.
I wouldn't say focused. Because like I said, I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing, so it just wasn't there.
But it sounds like you started the Melvin universe at that point.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome, Jessica Ryan. Good to have you. Ahoj, or is that supposed to be ahoy? The Ancient One sent me to share, sub, and like. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Devil Flyer, welcome.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I never had any focus. It was just I wanted to make comic books. I didn't know how to exactly make. No kids ever know exactly what they're doing.
Right. You just
So
like,
what actually got me to actually bring the character back.
What?
Well, I was was selling the original Melvin #1 was actually on Lulu.com, and that I couldn't use it. They changed the formatting or whatever. But somebody told me I'd never make it in comic books, and I hate, and that got me fired up because I hate people telling me what I can and cannot do or what I'm capable of. So that's the actual truth right there.
Nice.
So
nice.
And now that I've actually made Melvin #1, I want to get I want to get the comic book to the next level. Trying to make each issue better than the last one.
Nice. I mean, that's definitely. I think that should be the goal with anyone, any creator. You always want to be improving, constantly moving in a direction where your work just gets better and better as time goes by.
Definitely. But I'd say I also want to be able to get the book out faster.
Right.
Because I've taken notice that some people are complaining about late books, as one would say.
Right.
And I definitely want to be ahead of the pack by getting books out faster and quicker.
Yeah, that is a challenge with crowdfunding. I mean, it's kind of a balance, I suppose, because you've got potentially a pre-launch, which is what you're doing. Then you've got a funding period, which can vary depending on how long you wish to fund. And then in some cases, you have no choice but to use a full period of 60 days. But sometimes people are fortunate or things just click and it gets a lot of traction and they have the option of ending it after the first 30 days, for example. And then after the funding period, then you got the in-demand period. So I guess essentially when it comes to wanting to output product quickly and efficiently, it's a matter of deciding where you want to cut time or days or weeks.
Right, but the problem is people are taking like 1 or 2 years to get a book done, and people want their book now.
Oh yeah, of course.
Not later, now.
Yep, for sure.
And I don't think people. I don't think people can use the whole. Well, it's if you want quality, you need to wait kind of thing.
Right. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to have. I think people should have speed and quality. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the best quality they can put out there for sure. Jessica says ahoj. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Or ahoy. Wait, ahoy. Oh, okay. So OJ is an oi sound. Ahoy is Czech for hello, by the way. Ah, ahoy.
And this is the part where we say, and now you know with a shooting star.
Yeah.
Is that what they
More
used to
you
say?
know.
Well, the more you know. Yeah, there you go.
The more you know. Or, and knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
And they know me as the ancient one. Oh, okay. Wow. All these new people. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the things that's like hitting us as a community hard. The wanting to get product out faster, and I guess it's not a solution in and of itself, but it is kind of a workaround. So, but you've probably heard of Michael Bancroft's website, cgnow.net.
No, I actually have not.
That's where you can request to have your title posted. Like after your campaign ends, if you have overprinted copies to sell, rather than just have it as like on an eBay store or Etsy store or what have you, you can actually ask Michael Bancroft to link your title to his website, and then people can get redirected to your online store, however you may have it set up, to sell back issues, if you will. So that's
Not a bad idea.
cgnow.net. So anyone who comes late into Commonscape might be saying, "Oh, you're on issue 3. I missed the first 2 issues. I want to catch up. How do I do that?" And this is one way to do it. cgnow.net. I'll throw that in there.
Well, the campaign will also have we'll have a second chance to get Melvin #1.
Nice.
I think every campaign should always have a catch-up tier.
I agree. I really like catch-up tiers. I think that's the way to go. It keeps people, it gives them a chance to catch up without having to go to the store after the fact and be charged more for the product. Let's see here. Yes, Jessica was born in Czech Republic, resides in Hawaii. Nice. Hawaii's beautiful. Okay, keep the peace. See ya. Need to eat later. Okay. Have a good meal. Thanks for stopping in.
Interesting people.
Yeah, so you have in mind the goal to get products out in a timely fashion.
Yes,
so,
I think that would actually be a good idea.
As a way to do that is your focus to try and have most, if not the entire book completed before you go live.
Or maybe have like actual copies already done and to show people, get people to trust that the book will actually be sent out. And the book's not really, the book's halfway finished, so yeah, you'll be waiting for quite some time before you actually get it.
All right, so you actually want to get the whole book done before you go live, or do you want it done before the pre-launch even?
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, because what would get people more confident in actually getting be able to actually show you, actually, here's the book, it's actually done. And so, they can actually see that the book is actually done. You just turn on your camera and hold the book and say, see, here's the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the possible disadvantage of that method is it often means that it requires upfront Upfront Capital. So, meaning if you're a writer, let's say, and you have to hire an artist, then the funds needed to pay that artist are coming out of your pocket up front before you start bringing money into the campaign, getting back.
Right.
And similarly, or conversely, if you're an artist and you need a writer, or if an editor, a colorist, a penciler,
Right.
then same idea. You're going
Right.
to
Well, that's
need
where you need.
the means to be able to pay them
Right.
so that they can get the work done before most, if not the entire project is done before you go live.
Correct. Sometimes, but there are ways of like finding a good artist if you know how to shop. Right. You look for. I mean, especially a guy at lower level such as myself. You have to actually bargain shop. Like you find an artist that's like Sid. He's from Brazil.
Okay.
But yeah, so he charges 50% up front and 50% to finish, and it's a very reasonable price.
Okay.
Or like Sherwin, he was from the Philippines, or you happen to know somebody who does this, and they cut you a deal.
Do you have like some recommendations on websites or resources you use to find talent?
I actually had a lot of luck using Facebook.
Really? So
Yeah.
did you like seek out groups, specifically Facebook groups?
I think one time I placed an ad on a group in Facebook and I got a letterer.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Somebody suggested Fiverr.
Oh yeah. Yes. I've heard a lot of people use Fiverr for various kinds of talent, even like voiceovers for trailers.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
for example, you say, here's what I'm looking for. Here's how, here's the voices I need. Here's the amount of dialogue I'm looking at. Give me your best interpretation of how you do it. And then if you like the direction they're going in, then you might write back to them, say, can you give more inflection in this area? Can you give it more gravitas and so on?
Yeah.
And then, you guys might be able to work out a deal. Harry says, wife is hollering about something. Hit it out. Okay. All right. Take it easy, Harry. Thanks so much.
Get on that. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to actually kind of do that because, I don't get paid very much. So I always have to be creative about how to, get things done, you know? And everybody has everyone's trying to think in the box, but we're not, we're not Marvel and DC. We're not like some corporation. You're an independent, you're an indie creator. You need to think outside the box.
Right.
That's just my opinion. I mean, some people think there's only one way to do things and you have to do this way or you're doing it wrong. I was actually told that the first time I actually was, I made my first book. Yeah. I was told that I was doing it wrong and I would never make a book and it would never happen because I'm not doing it the right way. And I proved that, well, no, you're wrong. There's many ways to get something done,
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
is Melvin the best book ever? Probably not, but I still got it done and I still self-published. And it's a proof that people, can get things done when they put their mind to something.
Oh yeah. Fulfilled and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the things, where was I going with that?
happens to me too. Where was I going with that? I had a point somewhere
there. I had a point somewhere. Yeah, I mean, for those who maybe aren't as adept it used to be the quote unquote approved method for creating a comic book is actually, do writing sample, make a portfolio of writing or art samples, and shop them around to the big two, Marvel and DC, and hope you get a job with them.
And they'll look at that, laugh their ass off at you, and throw it back at you.
Yeah, I mean, so that was like the path. Besides going to comic conventions and speaking with artists and asking if they'd look at your portfolio. That was kind of the accepted or approved path to doing comics. But now with crowdfunding becoming so much more popular, sky's the limit.
I've heard from other people that you need to pay far out the ass just to make a book.
No.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, that might work for you. You might have a job that actually allows you to do that. Some of us have to be more creative.
Right. I mean, speaking of creativity, it's like a whole lot, or most of the creators in the community still have their 9-to-5 job because their projects, as good as they might be, aren't yet to the point where the income accrued from that outweighs what they're making in their 9-to-5 job. So I mean, people work their ass off doing their 9-to-5 plus the comic on the side. So much respect for that. Big props there.
Well, what do you find is more important, audience building or making a profit?
I would put more weight on the audience building.
Right, because over time it pays off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the theory I'm going with.
Yeah. I mean, you want to develop a following. Like Rage Golden Eagle, he built his channel, his YouTube channel. And he has something, I want to say like 3,500 subs.
Is this channel still up? There's somebody who got their channel kind of X'd out. 86.
I think his was taken down, but then he got it restored, or his campaign got taken down for some reason. Blade Devil, and then got restored.
Oh, really?
There's another creator though, who's I think Lethal Lightning lost his channel for you by YouTube, and he's using like his backup channel right now.
Oh, Lethal Lightning. I'm sorry, I got mixed up with someone else.
Oh, all right.
Anyway,
so
I mean, I could probably show you. I could probably show you some artwork. I'm sorry. You were gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna add that. So Rage Golden Eagle had an audience that he had a following that consistently attended his live streams, and he does really long streams. And when he decided to release a book, they were game, they were interested in it, and that's why his campaign is one of the highest grossing ones. His book Blade Devil.
Right.
What? Do you know AA? Tim's an ass, I know. I know this for a fact, lol.
Amateur Ant?
Is it?
It might be that loser. I can't tell.
It might be that loser. Oh, man.
He must be hitting the ball extra hard.
Oh, my goodness. Good golly.
Glug.
So do you want to take a look at the campaign page first, the pre-launch, or do you want to?
Sure, yeah. Let's take a look at the pre-launch.
All right. So Melvin #2 is coming out. Out of curiosity, what the? I guess it's not him.
Well, I don't know who AA is then.
Yeah.
Some random.
I don't recognize it.
Yeah, I don't either.
So, Melvin #1, what was that experience like doing a book, crowdfunding book for the first time? Were there a lot of roadblocks, or did you feel overall you were relatively prepared?
I know who that is. That's Andy. What up, Andy?
Oh, okay.
That's Andy. Hey, man. It's all love, buddy. It's all love.
Okay. Well then, all right. So were there challenges and stuff, or?
I would say I think formatting was an issue at one point because Sherwin hadn't drawn a comic book either, and he was sending me like the res. There was a problem with the, but luckily, yeah, luckily I had a John Huguet, Nova Blast. He helped me with that.
Oh, cool! Right.
Editing on the script was kind of done on the fly. Like I'd literally write a page, and then my friend Metal would he'd say, "Well, why didn't you say this instead of that?" And it was that was kind of done on the fly, though. I would say people pretty much telling you you're doing it wrong was another obstacle. Like, oh, you're doing it wrong. I literally woke up one time with somebody sending me messages saying, "Oh, you need to take down your campaign. You're doing it wrong. Blah blah blah."
Oh, right.
I mean, like who does that, right?
Gotcha. Let's see here.
Oh, by the way, I wish Andy would get on here. The ash can that's going to be available in the campaign.
So that you're going to have an ash can with Melvin #2?
Yes, it's going to be an Alice Pandy crossover.
Alice and Pandy crossover.
Pandy, yeah, it's his character. It's basically like a toy bear with a shotgun.
Oh, okay. All right then.
It's an awesome looking character. It's an awesome looking character.
Okay. Is there like a reference to it in this trailer here?
No, this was put together. This was put together by my friend Chris from Hero Shack.
Hero Shack.
For some reason, the video there's some screenshots of some storyboards that has nothing to do with the book. In fact, I think it's probably the wrong book. But
oops,
it's a temporary video. So
all right, let's go ahead and let's play the trailer here.
Yeah.
That's trippy music. Is that? Go ahead.
I have to admit that was probably better than the original, the trailer, the video for Melvin #1.
Yeah, those pages of what look like thumbnails. Did you say those are not even related to Melvin?
The two ones were they're storyboards. I think they were storyboards for Melvin #3. I don't know how I got those. I must have sent them to him by accident.
Oh,
but I was like, all right, this is a good temporary trailer for the pre-launch. Maybe I can get him to like take those out. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult because it's more or less like a slideshow. So it should be pretty easy to remove them. So on this campaign here, you've got, let me see, hold on. I was just looking at this image some more. So you got a beefy looking must
You,
buy kind of.
yeah. So Melvin number 2 is going to take place after Melvin number 1, where they finally have exited the jungle and they get back to the ship that she stole. They get out of the hidden city, and they're flying back to the hidden city because his whole mission was to bring her back to her father, who's the king of this hidden city. And it was a ship that wasn't really fueled all the way, so they crash. And this inventor says, "I'll give you the parts you need if you can liberate the town from the cult." And there's going to be some situations in the whole comic book for character development.
Cool.
That I think are I take notes when people have critiques. I was told by one gentleman that he liked the intro to the book, but he didn't really care about the characters because the first issue was back and forth dialogue pretty much. So I thought, well, maybe Melvin 2 should be like a really good chance for character development, and then maybe do a lot more character development in Melvin 3.
All right. Yeah, I mean, there's also that saying, show, don't say, where you want to try and, since it's such a visual medium, if you can omit some of the dialogue by incorporating it with the action, that's a good thing to do if you're able to.
Well, I mean, I was kind of looking at Melvin number 1 as this is the introduction, and then like everything else can come later. Kind of like X-Force number 1, like where I didn't know much about Gable and Shatterstar before that comic book, so it was like this is the introduction to these characters. Nice. So I was just trying to mimic that whole idea, like everybody wants all the story right there in a graphic novel, and I'm doing floppies, so you're gonna get to know these characters throughout every issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
more and more. There's going to be something new about these characters, or
Yeah, you don't want to just throw it all out there all at once and overwhelm the reader.
Right.
Hey, welcome, Piper. Melvin number 2, let's go.
She's going to be she's writing the dialogue for the book.
Oh, nice.
As soon as we get all the pages done, I'm going to send the rest over to her, and she's going to be writing the rest of the dialogue.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like I drew the storyboards and she does the words.
Oh, all right.
I kind of wanted to see how it would look if somebody else did the dialogue.
Oh, interesting. So you didn't, in your storyboards, you're not including any of the text whatsoever?
No. It's basically I show what happens, and then I break it. Then I write a breakdown of, okay, this is what's happening in the scene.
Oh.
All the artwork is done first, and then the script is written after that.
Oh,
because, and I'll say this till I'm dead in the cold ground. The drawing part is seeing the artwork come to life is actually more fun than the writing. The writing part is not as fun. Now, seeing the whole book complete is awesome, but I mean, just the writing part is not as fun.
Well, but
I'm the writer, I'm the creator, and I do writing, but seeing the artwork together, is like yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's going to be a thrill to see how someone interprets your storytelling.
Yep.
At the same time,
hey, it's Gable Penny Shot.
I would, but I'm trying to get work done, and me streaming means I get nothing done. Lol.
That is true.
That's valid.
Especially when you stream for hours on end.
Yeah, like me. Gable, Penny Shot, welcome. Oh, hi. Hello there. Yeah, so that's.
Let me show you something cool. I mean, you saw like earlier versions without the gray toning. I actually had some gray tone them, and you can tell me if they look better.
All right. Can I add it now? Should I bring it up?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You see how that makes it pop? I mean, the artwork was awesome before, but with the gray toning, it kind of really takes it to another level there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Let's see here. Andy definitely streams way too much. Is that right? Law, shut up, Gable. I still get the work done, Law.
Oh, Gable.
Are they all like
you're not?
Are they all drawing streams? Is that why he does so much streaming?
See, there's that part. There's that page right there.
Oh, all right.
This is a page from Melvin 3. This is Sid's work right here.
Well, you're already well into issue 3. Dang.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to. These are actually these are just pencils actually.
Right. Now, didn't you say that issue 2 is about halfway done?
Yeah, it's getting past the half.
All right.
And then of course, here's the cover.
Oh wow! All right.
Look at that.
Oh wow! That's pretty cool. Did you change the branding or the naming where it says Melvin, or is that what
That's
you?
Melvin.
Or is that how you did it on issue 1?
Oh, that is the same logo. It's just that it's been colored differently. Because remember Spawn and how like it was the same logo but it was different colors each issue.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't remember the bullet holes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Andy colored this, but look how he look. Oh yeah, like Moldark is he's the villain. He's like the field commander for the cult.
That's pretty trippy.
Yeah, look, he looks like a ghost. It's a little bit of foreshadowing right there. Not to be too much spoilers, but yeah, he straight up gets killed by Melvin.
Huh.
And of course, look at that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you got the steam coming up from the ground.
Yep.
Kind of.
And Andy drew this. This is the back cover.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, some campaigns, they'll have a standard cover and then they'll have a variant cover. Do you have any plans on doing variant covers?
There's one done by John Dillard.
Oh, all right.
Here's another page for Melvin 3.
Ah.
Yeah.
So does this mean you're doing something similar to what Peter Jackson did for Lord of the Rings, where he made all 3 movies all in quick succession or all at the same time?
Well,
so you've got issues 2 and 3 being made simultaneously?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. That's
and
cool.
as soon as 3 is done, I'm going to be working on Melvin 4 and probably Melvin 5.
So you're already done with the complete script of 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
I mean, I know exactly what's happening in the book.
Right. Yeah. I just know if I were in your shoes, I probably wouldn't be able to keep things straight. I'd have to focus exclusively on book 2 until it's totally completed, finished, and off to the printers before going hardcore into the next book. That's cool. Let's see. Oh, there it is.
You can scroll down a little bit.
Can you tell us anything about the new stickers and buttons that you get?
Not yet, but I'm still kind of thinking about what I want them to look like. I want the stickers to be cooler than the stickers from the last campaign.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, does this mean for being on the early sign-up list that you're eligible to get 2 new stickers and buttons when you back the campaign?
Yeah. or maybe maybe like just like all the tiers from the last one. Everybody got buttons and stickers. Either way, maybe I was thinking maybe I should have a specific button and sticker for people who sign up.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at.
Yeah.
If there's something unique to the campaign that you won't be able to get access to after it's live.
Yes, definitely. I think that would be a perfect idea.
So on Melvin number 2, Melvin.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to change. I thought I took that down.
What's supposed to change?
I was supposed to work on that. That's actually supposed to, originally it was a part of the campaign, and then somebody made the wise idea that comic book should be.
Well, let's see. It looks like you're advertising both Melvin number 2 and Melvin number 3.
Yeah, I should definitely change that right away. Oh, okay. How embarrassing.
Well, let me know when you're done, and I'll refresh.
Yeah. You can stop sharing that screen right there. Keep in mind, it's still on the pre-launch, so.
Okay. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's why it's always good to kind of work out all those details before you launch. Oh, indeed. How embarrassing.
Indeed.
See, that's what happens when you don't get around to something that you should take care of right away.
All new and better crap, lol.
Okay.
No.
Oh, good Lord.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay if you laugh at me. You're only laughing at yourself. There ain't nothing wrong with me. You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I can't knock you or anything because I've never even done a campaign, so I don't even know what it's like from your guys' perspective. Who the back end of the operation, how the hot dogs are made. So until I launch my first campaign, I'm not going to truly know what it's like from your guys' perspective, and undoubtedly I'm going to run into problems along the way.
Oh yeah.
No matter how good at planning, how much you've learned from others, you're likely still going to run into hiccups here and there.
And in my defense, the idea to have Melvin 3 be its own campaign is pretty brand new. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So roughly how long has Melvin 2 been in the making?
Since last year, I believe. Since last year.
Was it basically like, all right, I'm done fulfilling number 1. Let's go full bore into number 2. Let's get it going.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Cool.
That's pretty much. Yeah, I think it's because I think a lot of the idea came from I was watching. You'd see snippets on YouTube of people rioting and hurting other people, and it just made me mad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Cannon will pick on Tim. Yeah, get in line.
So, do you mean to say that you channeled that anger into your storytelling?
Yes, because there's nothing much I can do about it. You see people like you see Antifa rolling into a Seattle neighborhood and demanding that people give up their homes because it used to be a black neighborhood.
Yeah, that kind of garbage.
And keeping them up. I mean, I think the thing that really pissed me off was some old lady was telling them to get off her property, and they put her in an arm lock and told her to go back to her gender-centric home.
Oh my gosh! What the?
It's like It's like, fuck those people.
Oh, yeah. That is unacceptable.
Yeah, and there's no, and you see these clips, and there's nothing you can do about
Right.
and the powers that be just let it happen. And so that's why I wrote Melvin #2 the way it is because and it's, like I said, the whole idea behind the Oozarka Cult is that it's a parody of a left-leaning cultism.
Okay.
Yeah, they believe the only way to change people is to force them to change. And that's why they're the bad guys in my comic book.
And then when as you build the Melvin universe, do you kind of view it in the perspective? I mean, you obviously gain some influence or inspiration from live events. Do you, in the back of your mind, also have the idea to build kind of a rogues gallery for Melvin, like Batman has? Key criminals or supervillains that may live to fight another day.
I'd say the series it's early in the series yet. I like kind of like I'd say build something and then see what That's a good question. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
The things you don't think about.
How many pages are you looking for this to be?
I'm trying to cap things off at 24 pages.
24. Okay. So it's floppy, right?
It's a floppy.
Right on. And out of curiosity, I know it's I know it's the second book, but are you doing anything like particularly fancy with the cover? Like UV spotlighting or matte finish versus glossy versus satin? Or are you going with like traditional comic book cover?
I think I'm gonna go with what I think I did the last time.
Cool.
I think it was I don't think it was a glossy one. 64. But I don't understand what 64 means, but
I'm not sure either, unless that was like page count. Yeah, it's colored by me. So who does all right, so if I understand correctly, AA's doing pencils, inks, colors. You're doing story. Piper's doing dialogue.
Vic King would be doing artwork.
Vic King's doing artwork. Who's doing lettering?
Tim Radicki.
Tim Radicki, okay. And was Tim your letterer on the first one?
Yes, he was.
Okay, right on. And are you employing Piper's editorial skills too?
Well, I was thinking of going with Gable Pennyshot for that.
Gable Pennyshot. Oh, the gentleman we saw in chat earlier. All right.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, cool deal. Just curious.
I really can't consider the dialogue done unless it's been properly ran through an editor first.
Mm-hmm.
First time it was kind of done, as we went.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then, but even if you do it as you go along, ultimately you're going to go back to the beginning and run it through an editor's eyes a second time, right? At least, or a third time even. in some cases.
I heard you should at least run it through an editor maybe like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah. To try and catch any mistakes you might have missed while you were doing, as you made the book, as you produced the book.
Yeah. I suppose I'd be doing that. I'm looking forward to getting all the pages done though.
So what was the whole? All right, so jumping back to Melvin #1 momentarily, what was
Right.
the whole fulfillment experience like? I mean, was it as you imagined it would be? Was it easier than you thought it would be? Was it a little more difficult than you thought it would be?
I would say I found strategy to be important. In other words, I went through all the tiers and did domestic first, and then I'm going to be finishing up with foreign.
I'm sorry.
First, I'm doing domestic first, which is U.S., and then I'm going to do Canada, and then the 2 guys that are overseas. Yeah. There's only 2 guys. I think one in like Peru and one in Finland.
Oh, okay. Finland and Peru. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That was just nuts.
Just nuts.
Yeah. And I'm working on sending out the combo packs pretty soon. That would be like Melvin, the original cover, and then the 2 variants.
Oh, okay. So
it's just a quick finish up, really.
All right. So you're still fulfilling #1?
Yeah. Well, I'm finishing up. In other words. Yeah.
All right. So you're almost done with fulfillment. All right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Which is why I got done faster than most, but to me it's like it's not fast enough. That's why the whole like having the book done already before I launched what came to like, why not have, especially since people were saying, well, people are really hesitant to open their wallets to crowdfund books.
All right.
Pardon me.
Yeah, I mean that is a known issue, if you will.
Yeah, and I'd say why not show that you have the book ready, and they'll be more willing to. Okay, there's no way they could not give me my book.
Right.
There's no way they could say, well, we're still inking and we're still doing. The book is ready.
Right.
And there's a few campaigns that are doing it that way, and there's more people doing it that way these days.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the time and resources to do so, definitely.
Yeah.
You may as well. I mean, it just is overall, I think, more a pro than it is a con. And by having it completed, it gives you more freedom to do promotion. Use your time on promotion than worrying about getting pages in and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's just my thought. Is that if the book's ready to rock, there's no way you can say, well, we're still finishing up inks and no, it's ready.
Right. So,
you wouldn't have a band like say, oh well, the album's halfway done, but we're gonna
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you forget? Did you lose your place?
Yeah. I'm gonna. So once you had a strategy done, it was pretty smooth in terms of fulfillment.
Yeah. Well, no, there was one where the address was kind of tricky.
Oh, all right.
And I kept getting it back, and we played that little game of tag for about like a month. So to make it up to him, I sent him 2 books.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I'm willing to. I literally made it my mission. Like if there's something going wrong and you haven't gotten your book, I will make sure you get your book.
Yeah. Cool.
And if not, kind of make it up to you at the same time if I have to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on. And then what was I gonna say?
You can do it, Wise. I believe in you.
Did you go the route of a lot of creators and or a lot of CGers where you go with Gemini Mailer. You bag and board the book. Yeah.
I had Gemini mailers. When I ran out, I would take those cardboard mailers you get at the post office.
Uh-huh.
I'd put the book in there, and then I'd wrap it up in bubble wrap, and then shove that in another mailer.
Oh, okay. All right.
So far, so good.
Okay. Are you gonna order extra Gemini mailers this time around?
I might do that. Yes.
Have you found that? I mean, did you have any overprinting? Did you overprint at all on your first book?
No, but I actually did gain a lot of extra customers post campaign,
Oh, all right.
and I still occasionally do.
So if you don't have any more copies of Melvin 1 on the Melvin 2 campaign, are you actually planning on doing a reprint of the first printing, or are you going to do a second printing and maybe change the cover?
I might still go with the same cover. Not many people. I only had like 38 backers my last campaign, so I might continue with the original cover.
All right.
Yeah.
So first printing, and
Yeah.
well, the beauty of it is you already have the digital file already. Excuse me, from Melvin.
Yes.
So-
And, well, the thing about Nixon I like is that everything you printed they still have on file, so you just click and reorder pretty much.
Oh, okay, that's sweet. And Melvin, is this like your flagship product for your?
Yes, pretty much. After issue 4, I think I want to do a spin-off and do give Alice her own title.
Oh,
I've been kind of brainstorming that idea.
all right. So
I already have stories lined up in my head. I just haven't put them to paper.
oh, gotcha. All right. So eventually the Melvin storyline will go beyond issue 4, correct?
Oh, of course, it's ongoing.
All right, cool. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I want to expand and have a universe, though. I definitely don't want to be the person who only puts out 1 or 2 books a year.
Right.
Hopefully,
Well,
I'll be able to get out more than just 2 books a year. That's not enough to count as anything. It's just like, okay, you put out 2 books a year.
Well, ultimately, what is your target? What is your goal in terms of how many you wish to? How many issues of Melvin would you like to have released per year? Let's say when you're putting on all cylinders.
Oh man, if I would say 6.
Wow. Okay.
Realistically,
Every other month.
every other month, or maybe
Wow.
every 2 or 3 months, maybe.
So, so you would do you would run an Indiegogo campaign every other month, or would you just?
Probably.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, it's all theoretical. It's nothing. It hasn't been put into practice.
Well,
You can theorize stuff all that, and then when you put it into practice, like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm only speaking theoretically, but I definitely I definitely say that 1 or 2 books is not enough to actually make a dent in anything.
Right. Now, what are your thoughts on doing a book that's longer? Say you do 24 now. Let's say you went with like a 32 page or 48 max.
You mean like when they did was it a giant size X-Men?
Yeah. In other words, anything beyond just a floppy, if you will.
Well, I definitely would do an omnibus or like a trade paperback or whatever they call it when they take all the like volume 1 or something, and they put it all in one book.
So it sounds like you're kind of the you're sort of mimicking the Marvel DC format where, I mean, I think they do theirs monthlies. So you're kind of in that frame of mind going for
yeah, attempting to mimic that thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, all right, but except with yours, you get 24 pages, and I think DC and
Yeah.
Marvel are like 20 pages nowadays with ads.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Also, I tried to do to set myself apart is like Melvin #1. I actually left ad space open in the back,
Oh yeah.
and I charged nothing to put the ad in the back of the thing. If you have a upcoming project or anything, just send me an ad and I'll put it in the book.
Oh wow. All right.
Why not? I mean, do other CG books put ads in their books?
I'm not sure. I thought I heard of one other, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, hey, Melvin #3 also has Rick Piper inking.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So.
Man, you got all kinds of balls you're juggling. So on the ad space, how many pages are you making available for ad space exclusively?
Well, I think I only had I think it was actually in the back of Melvin #1. There's an ad for Rick Piper's website.
Okay.
He was the only one that sent me anything. So.
All right. But then, if I'm not mistaken, in order to add pages, which are the back of the book ads, doesn't it have to be done in pairs where you have to have 2 pages?
I don't know that, but that's a very excellent question.
Because I think because like with the floppy, you've got everything is 11 by 17, I guess, and then you fold it in half to form the floppy.
Yeah.
So everything starts off as a whole. Wait, hold on. Is that right? Because when you staple it down the center, you've got 2 sets of pages. That means you got what? A single sheet of 11 by 17 equals 4 pages. Is that right? Am I looking at it right, or am I totally off the rocker?
That is a good question. That's a question I have never considered before. I'll definitely think about it though.
All right. So it says
it's 4. Oh well.
All right. So
Andy with the save.
That means if you have one advertisement, then you need to have something filling the other 3, either be it.
Oh, there was. I also did a kind of a preview of Melvin 2, although it was done by a different artist.
Okay.
Because I thought, he kind of unfortunately he kind of flaked out.
Excuse me.
I only did 2, but there was that, and then he sent me his version of Alice, and that became kind of like.
Please stop what? I don't know.
Whatever, Andy. You came here. You could suffer here.
Yeah, so you've got 4 pages to put content on. I mean,
there was a poster, a preview, and then an ad.
Okay, all right, right on.
I just was wanting to fill up space, but I figure I'd like to give back to people, so I advertise. The printing stuff.
So, what are your rules for submitting an
ad? Hopefully, it's not something that's old, so people can't get it now. That would be kind of bad advertisement. Just upcoming projects, or maybe you're advertising a website, or you still like to sell your book, so this is how you get it. Almost anything.
Is there any kind of requirement in the way of what size or dimensions should the ad be? Does it have to be in a certain file type when it's submitted to you?
I think we uploaded with. I think it was a PDF. I think that's the formatting for Mixam that I use. So I guess as long as it's a PDF.
PDF, okay. Does it have to be a certain DPI resolution?
I would say 300 or better.
Okay.
See, Andy, I remember 300 or better.
Please stop the printing stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't like us talking about printing stuff. We should talk about more printing stuff just to piss him off.
No pin ads.
Oh, and I'll do plenty of pin ads. I'll do a whole book with nothing but pin ads. And I'll send it to him.
So, by pin ads, are you talking literally about advertisements about ballpoint pen sets? Is that what pin ads are?
Yeah, maybe that's what he's talking about. Or maybe the no, never mind.
Okay.
We'll give him time to respond.
Yeah. Did you make your edits to the page? The pre-launch page?
Yes, I did.
All right, I'm going to refresh. All right, so let's go ahead and bring it up now.
Hold on.
Oh, all right. Holding
pattern. Why don't you continue asking me more questions for a second?
He said AA says penis is short for pin, PEN. Oh, no penis ads. Okay.
Yeah, that'd probably be one rule I should probably put into effect. No penis ads.
Yeah. That would be a good idea. That would be advisable.
Which goes under the umbrella term of almost anything, which means almost anything, which means not everything. Things will be rejected.
Denied. So, can you tell us some more about this ash can?
Well, the basic story is Alice is in a dream world where she's fighting these monsters, and Andy's character Pandy comes to save the day. And she supposedly wakes up in her room, and the thing that she got in her dream is actually like a button or something is on her dresser. It's pretty much straight to the point.
So it's kind of an origin story then.
Oh, it's kind of a crossover. It's a crossover, pretty much.
Okay, all right, gotcha. So are future issues of Melvin going to include similar crossovers, crossover ash cans?
I would love to do more crossovers with people.
Nice. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll reload this here.
Yeah, I would love to actually. I would love to be able to do crossovers with like maybe one of the Hero Shack's characters, or Fritz's characters. I mean, or maybe one of Rick's characters, or just anybody who wants to do a crossover, pretty much.
Gotcha. No origin, just a kill monster short story.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, what he said.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
You ready for me to share it yet?
Hold on. And I'm ready.
All right. Let's refresh this.
Well, the kill monster story, but is it a dream? Did it really happen? You decide.
Oops. Wrong one. All right. And then we've got sign up for the mailing list for Melvin number 2.
Oh, there's the Alice Pandy crossover.
Melvin and Alice journey back to the hidden city. In their travels, they find themselves stranded in the wasteland. The only way home lies in liberating a town from unruly cultists.
Yes, very unruly.
Alice and Pandy. Alice finds herself in a dream world. Melvin number 1. Melvin's hired to save a princess from a dangerous cult.
Yeah, it's just another chance to get Melvin number 1, really. Again, catch-up tier. That's what I'm thinking.
Ah, yeah, true. And then it looks like you're sharing some interiors here on the left and right. Be transported to a universe and time far beyond yours.
Damn straight.
More over-the-top mayhem than ever before.
Yeah. I definitely want to kind of elevate every issue. I kind of want to elevate, the kind of stuff I did before in the action.
You mean elevate the gore level?
Yeah.
And the grossness?
Why not?
All right.
This is definitely a good way. I should definitely do more streams. You don't do them for a while and you get a little rusty.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you want to get more eyeballs on it to build your audience, for sure. And going on streams helps.
Well, like it's really promotion wise, it's been a while. It's been like, I think since was it last year or was it the year before?
Now, in terms of promotion, do you, since you've been working on both Melvin 2 and Melvin 3, do you occasionally post to Facebook or to Twitter?
Twitter more. I do some Facebook, but I do mostly Twitter.
But what I'm saying is you've been promoting Melvin 2 from time to time, maybe even sharing some of the works in progresses on pages that don't have any spoiler material.
I shamelessly share anything and everything of the project anywhere I can.
Okay.
I mean, like just I mean, because it's a thing I'm proud of. It's you just look at what my artists have put together.
Yeah. All right. So if you've been doing that kind of promotion, that's also good because you're doing that, even though you're not necessarily going on all kinds of streams.
Right. But there's a certain rhythm and the way when I was doing Melvin number 1, I got my sales pitch down as it summed it up pretty nicely.
Nice.
And if you don't do it, if you don't do something for quite a while, you get kind of rusty, so you have to get back into it again.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And it's good that you're doing that. But it's still good that you're sharing with your audience progress on Melvin 2, and you're showing snippets.
This is more troubleshooting really than anything. And I share everything. I want people to get excited for what I'm doing.
For sure. All right. So we got those interiors, and this appears to be the bottom of this campaign page.
Yeah.
2 stickers and buttons are part of the campaign. Still working out the details on whether it's going to be something given to all backers or if it's going to be just those who were on the early sign-up list.
Yeah, this is the best thing about pre-launch is that you have time to kind of iron out the details.
Yep. All right, cool. I wonder, is there anything I might have missed or something you wanted to cover regarding Melvin?
Melvin is what, like an unknown fact or?
Oh no, I mean just anything at all that you wanted to share that we might have missed or just didn't get around to covering.
Not really. We covered the possible future for Melvin. We covered the campaigns. We covered the story. We even ironed out some of the glitches for the pre-launch and possibly the campaign before it even started. So,
all right. If you haven't already, be sure to hop on the early sign up, get on that list, especially if the new stickers and stuff is for early subscribers only.
definitely. I can promise you that Melvin 2 and Melvin and any other future Melvin story is going to be chock full of action.
Cool.
Because why be boring?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People like action, for sure.
Yeah.
Keeps your attention going. Yeah. All right. So get on the early sign up. Pretty easy. Just plug in your email. And then they send you an email message asking for confirmation that you did intend to get on the sign up list. And then click the link to formalize it.
Yes.
That'll make you eligible for 2 new stickers and buttons for Melvin number 2. All right. I think we shall bring this to a close. And then
Yes.
what I'll do is I'm going to give you the floor. Would you share with the world how you can be found on social media?
You can find me on Twitter as Timothy Lee Olson, and you can find me on Facebook as Max Lee. Why? Because that was my backup Facebook profile before Facebook nuked my regular Facebook profile. So deal with it.
Facebook nuked your
Yes. When I first published the original Melvin version of Melvin, which was on Lulu.com, I was sharing the link everywhere, and I guess they didn't like that. And as far as I know, one day I didn't have it anymore.
Whoa!
I had that profile for like 5 years.
Did you have any opportunity to appeal it?
I don't know how to do that. I just had to accept it. Yeah. I was kind of without Facebook for a week.
Oh wow! All right.
Heck, yeah. I didn't have Twitter for a while, but Sherwood helped me out. He helped me get a new Twitter profile, which is why I stay out of arguing on Twitter. I avoid that, and I never had to worry. I only got in trouble with my recent profile once, and that once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe Facebook viewed your promotion and advertisement as spam.
Probably.
Because you were sending out the link everywhere.
Yeah, right. That's my thought too.
You can find me at the usual haunts, mostly Twitter at WyzGyz Tweets, WyzGyz Entertainment on.
You shut your face, Andy.
Poor little boy, Timam. Yeah. And Twitch, it's WyzGyz Entertainment, all one word. YouTube, it's WyzGyz Entertainment. Wise and Guys is all one word. if you split it in two, then it pulls up all these other results. So you want to make one word, WyzGyz. And please like, comment, subscribe, mark the bell for notifications, and indicate all notifications so you don't miss a single video or stream. I want to thank everyone in chat for rocking, being awesome, and all that good stuff. Thanks to everyone in chat for joining us, learning about Melvin number 2. Thanks to everyone who watches us on replay. And thanks especially to our very special guest, Tama.
Tama.
We shall see you on the next stream. Bye.
Bye.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube sensation. How you doing, Connie? Welcome to the show.